Hey, it's your boy Cosmic here, and today I've decided to do a basic star guide. Now, I know I probably should have uploaded this before I made the video where Dachshund demands feet pics instead of the video after, but anyway, probably the most important thing you need to know about Star is that there's two real ways you can play him. The first is kind of slow and calculated, trying to find openings in opponents' attacks and trying to punish them. And the second is to just go full unga bunga and move around so quickly that your opponent has no idea what you're doing. I personally tend to prefer the first one just because it's more consistently rewarding, but you can go for either one and it'll probably work decently, unless you're up against someone who really knows the matchup, which is unlikely, but if that's the case, then really only pick the first one. Anyway, on to his normals. Technically, he has 4 of them, but only really 2 of them, those being forward punch and kick, are any good. Forward punch is decent if you want to get people off you from, like, a middle distance, and kick is good as, like, a short-range poke thing. Kick isn't that great, like, its range is pretty bad, but it's one of Star's only moves that isn't a huge commitment, and forward punch has surprisingly good knockback, so it's good for that. Technically, it has 2 other normals, those being Standing Punch and Sweep, but Standing Punch, as with every other character in the game that doesn't have a rapid, is completely useless, and Sweep is actually pretty good, but the timing can be pretty difficult on it, since in order to use one of his special moves, Crashback, you have to hold the down button and press B, so it's very easy to just accidentally use Crashback instead of Sweep, so I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, that's about it for Star's normals. They're really not great. Kick and forward punch can be useful, but even those aren't really that great. Like look at this thing I'm doing with kick right here. What is this? Why is it just passing right through him? This isn't just a Zack thing either. It does this with every character. I genuinely don't know why this is. But yeah, that leads me on to probably Star's biggest weakness, and the thing that anyone who's thinking about picking this character up should be really careful about. He's really committal. Like once you do something, that's it. You're doing that. Like, he doesn't have many good mix-up options or anything like that. Like, all of his special moves, they go in one very specific movement pattern, and that's it. Like this move right here, where he jumps up into the air and then comes crashing down. You can't control where he falls. It's always the exact same every time you do it. His specials are all really good, but they're extremely predictable. But yeah, since this is supposed to be a video where I show you how to play Star, and I don't shit-talk him, I'm gonna get into probably one of his better aspects, and that's his movement. He has some of the best movement options in the game. His normal walk speed is really good, and all of his 2 of his special moves give him pretty good movement options. He can punish Scapicon's poke on roll on block, which most characters can't do, which is very cool. I like that a lot. Poke on roll's kind of a pain to deal with, so it's nice having the option to punish it. And like, his movement is so unorthodox, and there aren't really that many Star players. Actually, I'm actually the only Star player that I know of, so so most people don't really know how to deal with him. So if you're playing as him against someone who doesn't know how to deal with him, he can be absolutely devastating, and it's honestly really satisfying. But yeah, now I want to kind of go a bit more in depth on each of his special moves, because I've kind of brought them up briefly, but I haven't really gone into much detail on them. The first special move I want to talk about, Crashback, is probably his best option in most situations. It can be pretty good for like getting out of close range, because Star is not good in close range. Like, he's really bad at close range. Like, it can be pretty good for getting out of close range, because most players don't really know what to do when they see this giant disjointed hitbox just flying towards them rapidly. A lot of characters can't even really punish it effectively other than just blocking and maybe getting in a throw if they're lucky. And at long distances, even if the opponent is holding the back button, it won't matter, because if you're just the right distance, it'll cross up. So yeah, overall, really good special move, probably Star's best option. I wouldn't say spamming it is a good idea, because some characters can, like, it's really difficult to punish once Star gets into the kick phase, but when he's just kind of jumping, it is really easy to punish. A lot of characters can punish it really easily. Y can punish it, Blaze can punish it, Legend can punish it, Ghost Dawn can punish it. Like, most characters in the game can punish it at this phase. So I wouldn't recommend spamming it too much. I actually did this in the my first and so far only tournament I've joined, I did this, and oh my god, the footage was embarrassing. Just look at this, like, what? What is this? This is awful. Oh god, yeah, this is very embarrassing. But yeah, anyway, don't just spam Crashback, but do use it frequently because it is very good. But anyway, the second move that Star has that I want to talk about is Stardust. This one is less good than Crashback. Calling it less good is certainly one way of putting it. It is very predictable. Like, not every character can punish it, and against the characters that can't punish it effectively, yeah, it's pretty good, but most characters can. Yeah, it gets a lot of damage, which is pretty good. It gets in, like, it's pretty, like, it's really fast on the way down, so really inexperienced players, like full-on bronze ranks, will probably be really susceptible to it. It's a good stun punish, but if, it's a stun punish. That's all this move is. It's just a stun punish. If your opponent's not expecting you to use it, and like you haven't used it the whole game, and you're both on your last life, it can be decent as a mix-up, maybe. I'm trying to find positive things to say about this move, but there just aren't any. It's a stun punish, that's it. It's kind of difficult to describe because I've used it before while the opponent hasn't been stunned, and it's actually worked out pretty well, but I still find it pretty risky because I don't even know what makes it work. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's almost random, especially if you don't know the player you're playing against, or like you haven't played against them. If you've played against them a lot, maybe go for it as a mix-up if you know that it might work. But, like, otherwise, it's just bad. Don't use it. Anyway, onto something significantly better, Cannon Hit. This is actually a pretty good move. Remember what I was saying about Star being bad at close range? Well, guess what? You can just press A and B at the same time, and you don't have to worry about being in close range. Most characters can't really punish this very effectively. Like, most anti-airs won't work against it, because you kind of have to know that he's going to do it in advance to be able to time it. Blaze and Legend might be able to punish it at a stretch at close range, but that's it. It's a really good escape tool. It's also a pretty decent anti-air, but Star has a hurt box during it for some reason. So if your opponent is doing a jump kick or a jump punch or whatever, just know that they're just like use it once you know that you're not going to get hit as a result of it. And the damage it gets, it's also really good. It's just overall a good special move. I wouldn't say it's as good as Crashback, but it's still really good. It's not really the kind of thing where you can just use it and get damage like you can with Crashback, but it's still a really good anti-air. It's still a really good escape tool. Overall, very good. But yeah, that's about it I can't for his special moves. 2 of them are very good, 1 of them isn't. But yeah, now I just want to talk about his matchups, and there's probably going to be some stuff I don't cover here, just because this game has a lot of characters, and I can't go over every single matchup, but I'm just going to go over the most significant ones. First of all, his matchup against Scapicon is very much in Star's favor, which sounds very strange, but he can punish most of Scapicon's options in a way that most characters can't. Like, he can punish Pogon Roll if he blocks it. Oh, yes! And like, not only can he punish it, it's very easy for him to do as well. Like, you literally just press A and B at the same time, and you get it. The timing isn't even difficult. It is so satisfying. But yeah, anyway, his matchup against Blaze is probably his worst matchup, for reasons I shouldn't need to go into. If you if you know how Blaze works and you've watched this video, like everything I've said in this video, I shouldn't need to go into why his matchup against Blaze is so terrible. Yeah, his matchup against Old is very slightly in Old's favor, but not to the same extent that the JMF Discord might have you believe. Shout out to the lads over at the JMF Discord. I need to shield the JMF Discord in every video that I make now. I'm just legally required to do so at this point. Yeah, anyway, his matchup against Old is kind of a meme. Like, it's not as bad for Star as you might believe based on the memes, but it is still very slightly in Old's favor. Like, if your opponent picks Old and you're a Star player, go ahead. Like go ahead and pick Star. You're not like guaranteed to lose like you are with the Blaze matchup. But yeah, just be wary of the Old Star matchup. Also, for some reason, Gel can use his sweep to go under the kick part of Crashback. This isn't really a thing about the Gel matchup because I know nothing about how Gel works. Some other characters can probably do it, but Gel's the only character I know for a fact can. Yeah, Star's hitboxes in general are just a pain to work around. And Ney, his matchup against Ney is fairly balanced. I'd say it's slightly in Ney's favor, but the Ney Infinite works on Star. I was devastated when I found out too, but I'm sorry, we all have to grow up at some point. The Ney Infinite works on Star, and I want to die. Yeah, those are about all of like the really significant matchups I can think of. Do you have any more? Just like share what you think in the comments, because this is already quite a long part of the video relative to the rest of the video, and I still haven't covered most of Star's matchups. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's about it for the Star Guide. If you think I've missed anything, let me know in the comments. I've probably missed a lot, in particular with the matchup section, so please let me know about that. And yeah, bye.